Final game today of the NOHJL Showcase. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Matt Sukram, who's along with me for the color in this one. It's the Timmins Rock versus the Sioux Thunderbirds. And the Rock out there in their strange yellow jerseys. It's kind of weird to see a yellow jersey out there that's not the Boston Bruins, eh, Matt? But we'll get your thoughts and players to watch here coming up as the puck is deep into the Timmins zone with a bit of a frantic pace to start this one through the first 40 seconds. Thunderbirds get it back to the blue line. He walks the line, gives it to Dundas. Dundas with the shot and his pad save. And the Rock quickly turn things around. That's Pigeon. He sends it on down the ice. And that's Smith who comes out for the Thunderbirds. Rock now trying to get the puck out, but instead it's the Thunderbirds who come away with it. And we get the puck through the neutral zone, but no further. As the Rock send it right back in. Timmins coming off a big win against the Voodoos last Friday. And that's a big rivalry in the NOHJL, of course, between the Voodoos and the Rock. Neither team like each other very much in this NOHJL East. But right now it's the two teams from the East and the West taking on this one. Spakarik gets it in. Now the Thunderbirds regroup. Sent cross ice through the neutral zone. Now Timmins picking it up as Pettit sends it up ice. And that's Poole. Poole has a lot of speed to him, so it'll be fun to watch him play as well as Wells. Both had a lot of speed in that game against the Voodoos. And the puck's up to the near side half wall. And now we have a bit of a scrum there. Lots of digging. And the Thunderbirds come away with it. Back to the near side half wall once again for the Thunderbirds. And up the ice they go. Stuck in the neutral zone as Poole comes away with that, but it's a quick shot by the Thunderbirds. And a save made by Jacob Brown, the goaltender. .17 now, that's Nyman. The Nyman brothers play here on the Timmins Rock together. They're both defensemen, but they don't play on the same pairing together. Nyman. It's Tenzin Nyman, I should say. And they get the puck up. That's Jib. Up to Beard. Beard tries to get in, but he can't get past the defenseman for the Thunderbirds, who's hauled down. No call coming. Might have got away with one on that one. Thunderbirds can't get it out of their zone. Timmins has them hemmed in pretty good. But so far the shots are 2-0 in favor of the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds looking up ice. And they get it through the neutral zone, but Timmins regroups at their bench. Ooh, big hit in front of the Timmins bench now. As that was Blackburn taken down by for the Thunderbirds. Now with some speed, the T-Birds coming up. They get it into their zone, trucking. And a nice tip attempt just misses the net. And that would have had Brown way out of position as he was sliding across to try and make the save. 4 minutes through here in the first period. Still waiting to get Matt's thoughts here as we haven't had a break in the play. But we'll get there momentarily. Of course, Matt's already done 2 of the 3 games on play-by-play today, so might as well give the voice a little bit of a rest. As the Thunderbirds come out with a dangerous shot attempt, but it misses the net. And now we get a penalty called by the referee in the neutral zone. So the first stoppage in play is going to result in a penalty, and one of these teams will be shorthanded.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
All right, yes, I'm here. And I'll stop talking now.
That's Cadio Frederet in the box, serving the 2 minutes for the Timmins Rock. And we'll see the Thunderbirds now on their power play as Dundas skates it out of his zone and almost all the way up the ice, but instead He's stopped at the blue line, and it'll be Chafe who has to go pick up the puck and regroup for the Thunderbirds. They don't get very far in the Timmins zone as those yellow jerseys just clog up the middle, and they quickly get a hold of it and send it down the length of the ice. Sioux looking to go up ice. Dundas loses it, and once again it comes out, and the Thunderbirds have to regroup. Chafe tries to get around the Timmins defender. They can't quite get all the way around there. And now a stick flying through the air. And the puck comes in on Brown, and Brown makes a couple of saves. And we get another penalty coming here. So penalties coming fast and furious.
Hooking's the call there, and that is Ring being led to the bench. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Sioux Thunderbirds, who come into the game.
Sorry, that's Pigeon going off.
Excuse me. Coming into the game, 16.3% on their power play opportunities, 8 for 49, but they have allowed 2 shorthanded goals. That's the third best mark for their power play percentage in the Western Division. While the Timmins Rock penalty kill, rocking it so far this year, 85.7%, and they've scored 2 shorthanded goals while they've allowed 4 against them on the power play, being shorthanded 28 times. And that mark, 28 times shorthanded in the league, is the lowest overall. So they don't spend too much time in the sin bin.
I'm really disappointed that you said they're rocking it.
No, you're not.
No, you're right, I'm not. But anyways, good puck movement so far on this power play, and that's kind of what happens when you have 3 guys out there, but no shots to really speak of. As it's sent back to the point, and that shot comes in and goes high and wide. And it's still 5-on-3 for another 10 seconds. And then there's still a minute left on the other penalty. Smith skating it around. He gets it in deep. And the Thunderbirds now are back to 5-on-4. Thunderbirds not really getting any shots when it was 5-on-3. Timmins doing a good job of clogging up the shooting lanes. And now we'll have to see where they go as they get their first shot there. That was Fellinger. And now the puck's right back out to the point, back to Fellinger. Again, the Thunderbirds with a lot of good puck movement, but once again, the Rock just really clogging up the lanes. Shot comes in, it's blocked away. And that's Brown once again stopping that one. 19 seconds left on the man advantage. And down the ice they go, and Timmins will get a much needed change here. And Fellinger now kind of trying to come in but flip it over. But instead it goes to Timmins, and Timmins just sends it down to Dundas, who's in his own zone, and that's going to pretty much do it for this man advantage. Thunderbirds come in. Back to 5-on-5 now. He tries to go cross ice. It's blocked by Timmins. And the Rock, and now we have an offside call. And why don't we do a thing here where we get Matt's thoughts and players to watch for this hockey game?
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
On the Sioux Thunderbirds side, I'm looking at Michael Chafee. He's one of 8 players that are from the Sioux on this Thunderbird squad. Leading the team in scoring with 9 points in his first 8 outings, and 9 of those points are assists. He's got 7 of those, and that also is a team high for the Sioux Thunderbirds. Over on the Timmins Rock side, I'm looking at Nicholas Frederick. He comes in on an 8-game point streak. That is the best point streak in the NOHJL going into this showcase. He's found his name on the game sheet in all of Timmins' games so far this season, and he's scored at least once in 6 of those games. He's also one of 3 of the Timmins Rock players sitting in the top 5 in league scoring. And Timmins come in with 34 goals overall through 8 games.
Thank you for that, Matt. We'll have to keep an eye on them, and I can tell you Frederick right away He stood out in that game against Powassan last Friday, and in a game that Powassan didn't really have any business being a part of. They clawed their way back, but each time they would take a penalty and it would lead to another goal as we get the puck up and over the board, so we get another stoppage in play. With 11:13 now left in the first. Shots on goal so far, though. 5-0 in favor of the Thunderbirds.
So Landon Miller is in net for the Sioux Thunderbirds tonight. And he must have been a late pickup because he's not even actually on the roster sheet. Hey, from Thornhill, Ontario, and this is his first NOJHL game with the Sioux Thunderbirds.
One of the other goaltenders for the Sioux Thunderbirds not playing this game, as you just mentioned, Colton Bure, was a member of the U16 or the U18 Trappers last year. He's a draft pick of the North Bay Battalion. So some OHL pedigree there as well when it comes to their goaltending. He is currently on the bench as a backup in this one, Matt. Likely.
So, like I was going to say, he'll probably play in tomorrow's contest when the Sioux Thunderbirds will take on the Hearst Lumberjacks over on Ice 1 at 1 o'clock.
That's exactly it. Be interesting to watch him play a little bit. Got to see him with the U18 Trappers a little bit last year, and then just became a numbers game with the battalion this year. 10:30 left here in the first period. Pigeon, or Fowler, or I should say, Pigeon gets the puck out. Ninen can't get it past Radway. Radway tries to get the puck through the neutral zone, and a big hit comes in on a Timmins player until we get Timmins going back the other way. Haroon was stripped of the puck. He had a couple of goals against the Powassan Voodoos as well.
15 points for Haroon going into the season. That's tied for third in the league with his teammate Nicholas Pigeon.
Yeah, they were dangerous against the Voodoos for sure. They looked really good on the power play as well, so watch over that Timmins power play. It was clicking in that game.
And actually, Haroon tied for second in the league with 7 goals. And he's tied with another teammate, as we mentioned, our player to watch tonight, Nicholas Frederick. 7 goals, second in league coming into this game. 2 of Frederick's goals have actually been shorthanded. They weren't able to get anything going while they were down by 2 men, but we'll see if that becomes a factor for Frederick and the Timmins Rock, should they be penalized anymore. We're halfway through the first period here.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Again, halfway through the first period. Shots on goal, 5-0 in favor of the Thunderbirds with 9:28 left in the first, as we're at our stoppage, our media timeout here at the midway point. And yeah, I mean, that they're just a dangerous team. And Timmins always seems to be able to build strong teams. You know, the years before COVID, you know, they had a lot of good teams. Masternak was their goalie in net. You know, Sagan was the captain out front from Timmins. And they just were always a dangerous team, always contending. And just yet to win a league championship. They have yet to do that. They haven't, at least in the last few years, they haven't been able to get over that hump. And it just seems like every time that they get the chance, something ends up going against them in some way, shape, or form.
A lot of the time it starts from the back out, right? And this year, maybe Timmins finally has that equation solved. So far, rookie netminder Jacob Brown, 4th overall in goals against, average at 1.95. And Patrick Boivin, who's backing him up tonight, has the 6th best goals against average in the league at 2.21. So overall, no matter who's been in the net so far for the Timmins Rock, they have been very stingy on that side of the puck. The goal differential right now is plus 15, which is the 3rd best mark overall in the NOJHL.
He's looked great for sure, that Jacob Brown. He's also a pretty good baseball player from what I've been told in my men's league baseball. So different guy, though.
He's had some good coaching at West Ferris.
Yeah. I have to pump his tires a little bit because the last time they played The Rock, I made fun of him and said, oh, he's better than the... Anyways, we won't get into that. I don't want to lose my part on my team. As they're digging in the Rock end now. A bit of a scrum. And away comes the Thunderbirds, and they get the first goal of this one. As the Thunderbirds, as the puck came out, right to the slot, and they were able to bury that one. And the Sioux lead 1-0. And the Rock have yet to get a shot on goal, Matt.
That goal courtesy of Youssef Souachi, hailing from the not very well-known country for hockey of Tunisia. I don't know how many players have been turned out to be hockey players out of Tunisia, but Youssef Souachi doing his best to make Tunisia a hockey market. I mean, he comes into the game with 7 points, and that is going to be his second goal of the season. 8 points now on the year, and his 8 points ranked second overall on the team.
Yeah, he's looked good so far, and then what a great goal. Right spot, right place, right time for the Sioux Thunderbirds to go up 1-0 again. It feels like the Rock have played a good 12 minutes of this game, but they haven't gotten a shot on goal yet. And after watching them really kind of go to town on the Powassan Voodoos on Friday, it's a little unnerving to see this happen against the Thunderbirds. So Wells avoids a big hit from Marlowe. And Wells tries to walk it into the zone, but he can't get it there. Beard trying to do the same. And now it's back to Wells. Beard with the shot. It goes up and wide. We'll have to see if they judge that one to be a shot, but I think it missed the net cleanly. 7.5 minutes left in the first. Jib goes cross ice. And the Rock try to regroup in the neutral zone once again. The Sioux not giving them any space or time to make any decisions. Carney now goes cross ice. And the Rock pick it up in the neutral zone. Gregor loses the handle on it. It's back to Tenzin Nyman. And now it's Reinhard with Jib. But it's the Thunderbirds that come away with it. And it looks like they're going to be penalized now, so maybe a chance for the Rock to finally get on the shot clock. That rhymes.
I was going to say, just to finish off a thought on Souachi, this is his second season in the NOJHL. Last year, he tallied 17 points in 36 games, so this year he is on pace to surpass that. As I said, 2 goals and now 8 points for Souachi after the opening marker in this one. In the box, though, James Kearney for the Thunderbirds, so we'll see what Timmins can do on their first power play opportunity of the game.
Now keep in mind these two teams don't see each other too much, being with the East and the West. Pigeon back to Nyman, over to Haroon, and Haroon unloads from Ovechkin's office. Misses the net on that one. Back to Haroon. Haroon with a shot, but is blocked in front. And the Thunderbirds just trying to kill us some time. Get the puck through the neutral zone. And that's Cap. He got the puck back into his own zone and killing off a lot of time here now as they're finally able to get the puck down into the Timmins zone. Minute 10 left on the power play.
Timmins had the third best power play overall in the league coming into this tournament. 24.4%, 11 goals for on 45 times with a man advantage.
Nyman finally gets the first shot on goal for the Rock, and then they get 2 quickly as Wells got the rebound. Back to Nyman, and that one misses the net. Pigeon regroups and recollects. And now the Thunderbirds chase after it, but now it's up to Haroon. Haroon coming in with an option. Haroon tries to get it to Wells. He couldn't get the shot to go. A secondary chance there by Ring. Couldn't get the puck to go on that one either as they missed the net after hitting a body. 5 minutes left in the first period. 25 seconds left on the power play.
And the Sioux Thunderbirds ranked 5th overall in the penalty kill category. 85.4% is their kill rate. They've allowed just 6 power play goals against on 41 times shorthanded. And they've yet to score a shorthanded goal, but there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, Novello was almost off to the races as Charest comes in now. Charest walks across the line. He takes the shot, glove down. And the Thunderbirds now get the puck back up and regroup, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And they send it the length of the ice, but it looked like they were going to call icing on that one, but Brown came out to play it. Scrum in the corner, and they get the puck out. Bit of a hit there behind the net as they took his man down. That was Petrovsky. Blackburn taking his man down to the ice as well. And now Charest tried to get past Fellinger, and Fellinger picked up the puck on that one. Leaving it for his D partner. The Thunderbirds come back up with it. 4 minutes to go in this period. Truchon goes after the puck, leaves it. Cap out there now going after it. Ironically, Cap is an alternate captain.
You see the two rear guards out there right now in Nyman and Pettit for the Timmins Rock. Both guys coming in listed at 6'3". That is an imposing duo to play against. They've also got two guys that are at 6'2" in the other Nyman. And Kyle Garland.
Reinhard with a shot. It's blocked away. Yeah, don't want to go into the corner with those guys. No, thank you. As Sioux try to get the puck up and over into the Rock zone. That was Harlow who was thwarted. Reinhard picks it up, skates it into the zone. And Carney goes after it. Thunderbirds trying to get some action going here. After getting their 6 shots on goal, they haven't really done much offensively since. As we get into their stoppage, 2:40 left, and after having no shots on goal through the first 12 minutes of the period, the Rock have been able to put up 3 in the last few.
This is more of the kind of game I was expecting in our last contest between Sudbury and Hearst. I mean, it's really been opened up, back and forth, good chances, and teams pouncing on secondary opportunities. So, yeah, good pace to start this one in our last game on day 1 of the 2022 NOHJL Showcase.
Lots of action going back and forth so far. Dundas with the shot. It's off Brown, and it's in the back of the net. Judged a good goal. And the Sioux Thunderbirds are going to come away with a 2-0 lead here, as that one kind of bounced all over the place and off a couple of bodies. And, you know, you're going to have to think that the Rock are going to contest that one, as it looks like they're trying to plead their case to Adam Morrell.
Brandon Perry is the head coach of the Timmins Rock, and he's going to want an explanation. Not going to be given much of one. And, yeah, there's a lot of traffic in front. It looked like there might have been some pushing and shoving, but maybe it came in from both sides. And so the Sioux Thunderbirds are off to a really quick start here. 2-0 through the first almost 18 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and with the Rock not able to get anything going on 5-on-5, all their shots really coming when it was with the power play. Trottier, he's battling for the puck now, tries to get it out. But instead it's the Thunderbirds that come away with it as Petrovsky gets it in deep. Lost glove on the ice there for a Rock player, Pigeon. And Dundas has it back at the point. Now the two defensemen change places and they try to walk the blue line. Haroon almost came away with it, and he does. Through the neutral zone, but he's harassed by Novello, and now it's left for Ring. Ring over to Haroon. Haroon didn't really have a chance. Had a good angle shot, but he took it anyways. From the sharp angle with 1:30. Shots 8-4 in favor of the Thunderbirds.
Anton Petrovsky from Detroit, Michigan, getting his first career NOHJL goal. He's credited with that last one after it bounced around off a bunch of bodies. So that's not the way you always dream up, scoring your first goal, but hey, you'll take it. You're on the score sheet. You're in the stat book. So congratulations to Anton Petrovsky. And we've seen a number of guys throughout the day here on day one, record their first career NOHJL goal. Always exciting when that finally happens for you.
Yeah, for sure. And it might be in a bit of a strange environment for you to get your first goal, but hey, the first goal is the first goal, and you know what they say, you never forget your first. So, Nyman with the man advantage.
Oh, boy.
And now it's the Thunderbirds with a quick break, and they take the shot. Brown makes the save. Cato Frederick pushed off the puck. Sorry, Matt.
That was a big save for Brown to make with Novello coming in on him short-handed, and we'll see if Timmins can reward him. Maybe not.
Now we got another chance here for Cap with another 2-on-1 short-handed. Cap goes cross ice, and we're going to get another penalty called here, as that was Youssef there. I'm sorry, I'm not going to... Suachi. We've talked about the name like 10 times today, and I still can't figure it out. Suachi was interfered with on that attempt to try and get his second of the game. So it looks like we're going to get the 5-on-3 here for 1:19.
Looks like Pekarsik is in the box.
No, sorry, it's 4-on-4.
It's Lucas Pekarsik in the box for Timmins. So yeah, 4-on-4.
I forgot who was on the power play on that one because the Sioux Thunderbirds kept having the shorthanded
That's
opportunities.
Yeah, that wasn't a very intimidating power play from the Timmins Rock there.
No, it wasn't. Dundas picks it up, so they'll have a 40-second power play basically when this is all said and done with.
Well, it's been like they've had a 50-second power play already.
Yeah, it's
so. Yeah, Timmins Rock will have some work to do on the drawing board when they get back into the locker room.
Yeah, 25 seconds from now. Bit of a tough sled here if you're the Timmins Rock through the first period. Not what you would have expected from the Rock in this one. Wells goes in after it, but the puck's played away from him. And now the Thunderbirds with 12 seconds left are just content to play keep away in their own zone. However, looking up ice, it's going to go for icing, but instead it's going to be Thunderbirds that beat that one out. And that's going to do it for the first period. 2-0 here in favor of the Thunderbirds. And we have shots on goal 9-4 in favor of the favor of the Thunderbirds as well. So not really the showing through 20 minutes that we think that we'd see Timmins with, Matt.
Yeah, Timmins out to a bit of a slow start. They got hemmed in their own zone pretty early, and then they ended up paying for that by giving up the early goal and then a power play goal for the Sioux Thunderbirds shortly after. So down 2-0 for the Timmins Rock, and go back to the drawing board if you're Brandon Perry and say, guys, calm down out there and see if we can regroup here in the second period.
Yeah, and that'll about do it for our coverage here of the first period. We'll be back with more after the first intermission on the front line.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back to the Countryside Arena here in Sudbury. I'm Matthew Sucrum alongside Courtney Kenny, and it is currently a 2-0 lead for the Sioux Thunderbirds. We're going to play 4-on-4 hockey for another 30 seconds when the second period begins, and then it'll be Timmins getting about a 40-second power play, and they'll try to get on the board. They trail 2-0. Against the Sioux Thunderbirds, who are the defending NOHJL champions. Competed in last season's Centennial Cup in Estevan, Saskatchewan, which I'm told is named after the amazing mighty Birdman, Emilio Estevez. No, just kidding. I'm making stuff up.
All right, I'm out of here. Goodbye.
The goaltending situation for the Thunderbirds is pretty interesting, though. Rookie netminder Colton Bourret has faced the second most shots against among everybody in the league. 186 pucks have already come his way. He's played in 6 games. He's 2-4 on the season. Zachary Reddy has played in 3 games. He's 1-1-0 and 1-1-0 on the season, and yet tonight they've got Landon Miller in net, being backed up by Colton Bourret. And Landon Miller is making his first start in the NOHJL.
Yeah, I'm Colton Bourret, as we mentioned earlier. Draft pick of the North Bay Battalion a couple of years ago. I just got caught up in a numbers game this year. And played for the U18 Trappers last season. So he was right under the watchful eyes of Battalion General Manager Adam Dennis, who, of course, knows a thing or two about goaltenders, winning a Memorial Cup with the London Knights in 2005. So I think he knows what goaltending is all about as Nyman now takes the puck through the neutral zone. And it's left for Poole. Or rather, Ring. Pigeon goes after it. He's taken into the boards. And it's just sent back down into the Sioux zone. Looks like another penalty coming.
Oh, man.
And it's just a steady parade to the penalty box for both teams. This one coming up against the Sioux Thunderbirds.
So it's back to 4-on-4.
It is.
I think I had those backwards when I said them at the beginning of the period.
Yeah, it's a little strange, eh?
It's also because
it's a neutral zone?
sometimes, yeah, so I'm like, which one's the home team again? So,
well, it was
anyway.
Especially tough when it was the Sudbury game.
That's it.
And they were the away team. At least tomorrow they'll be home against the Voodoos. 4-on-4 hockey for 15 more seconds before the Timmins Rock get a power play. That's Pettit. Going after the puck. He picks it back up in front of Brown, the netminder. That's Poole slamming hard into the boards, going after the puck.
I want to say this is a fantastic complex, but they could use a reinvestment in the speaker system here.
Well, we can say the same thing about the Powassan Sportsplex, so although it might not be a fantastic complex, but
you mean you don't like?
No, my favorite part about it is the of the music. And the people at home that are listening to this right now are like, these guys are off the rockers. That's what happens when you broadcast 3.5 hockey games today. As the puck comes in, Thunderbird, I'm not even going to call the game anymore. I'm just going to sit here and be like, yeah, things are happening. Timmins on the power play, 52 seconds left on their power play. The last time they were on the power play, the Sioux looked like they were the ones on the power play as Haroon comes up with the puck. He likes to set up in Ovechkin's office on his off wing and right in the face-off dot. Looking for that cross-ice pass. Can't get it off quick enough, or get the pass clean enough, I should say. And Pigeon goes after it with Frederick. 27 seconds left on the power play. Haroon picks it up, sends it back to Nyman. Nyman takes the shot, and it's in the back of the net from Frederick, and the Timmins Rock, I nearly called them the Boston Voodoos, cut the lead in half, 2-1.
What a great power play by the Timmins Rock, and obviously head coach Brandon Perry addressed that in the locker room as their initial power plays in the first period did not look that good. You mentioned it, Courtney. First power play, it seemed like the Sioux Thunderbirds actually had the man advantage. On that one, they cycled the puck around well. Haroon did a great job on this right side below the circle, controlling a lot of the play, moving it through the ice, moving it across the ice, through the zone, and making sure that the Sioux netminder could never really get comfortable, and they finally send it in towards the net. You had a guy stationed in front of there, got the stick on it, and there was nothing that the goaltender could do about that play. Unfortunately, Landon Miller getting screened and not able to come up with the save. So they cut the lead in half, and they really look like a brand new team coming out here to begin this second period. And now we'll see how much the officials dictate the game now, with quite a few calls coming here in the early portion, or the first half of this game, through the first period and into the first 4 minutes of this second period.
Yeah, like you said, they look like a different team. As a quick shot coming in right there from Reinhard. And it'll be interesting to see now with having, a goal back, and to get it. Even though it was a 2-0 lead, it almost felt like a mountain for the Timmins Rock the way they played that first period. Again, he listened earlier today, but I got to give a shout out to Jacob Brown, the baseball player, who's now listening to the game right now, and his young lad Jameson. And he said, we don't even sound tired yet. So I guess we're convincing the people at home somehow. But I'm telling you, I'm going to sleep for 12 hours after these 2 days.
It's all an illusion. Oh, big
hit. Big hit.
Hello, that'll wake you up.
I'm awake now. The Sioux Thunderbirds going up the ice. They take a shot. Brown kicks that one away. And he's able to freeze that one.
It's a good game. This has been a really good game so far.
Yeah. Unlike the last one a little bit, where it just seemed like those two teams played each other into a chess match. Like, checkmate on both sides, whereas this one, both teams are just trading haymakers right now.
It's lively. The puck is bouncing. It's finding sticks, and teams are getting chances into the attacking zone, and they're moving fluidly through the zone. Like, clean passes. This is a good game.
Yeah, and there's a good chance right there for the Rock on almost a North Bay Battalion-esque puck bounce on the back boards, where that's what they would do, is send the puck down like that, and it would bounce off the boards with a chance out front. How many goals did we see them score last year like that, Matt?
More than a handful.
Pigeon picks it up. And he tries to dipsy doodle in the neutral zone, and instead opts just to send the puck into the offensive zone for Haroon to chase after, but he loses the handle on it, and the Sioux Thunderbirds, with a big hit at the blue line, go after the puck again, and now a dangerous attempt as the puck ricocheted off a Thunderbirds player's body as he was being hit near to the net, and that puck almost bounced past Brown. 5 minutes gone here in the second period, 2-1 for the Sioux Thunderbirds. Shots 13-7 in favor of the Thunderbirds as well. And it's Pigeon who has the puck in the offensive zone for the Rock. Pigeon holding on to it. He gets it in deep to Charest. Charest and the big scrum over there with Carney. Carney and Charest just digging at it, and finally the Rock come away with it. Longhurst with the puck. He takes the shot in, and it's gloved down by Miller. And we'll get a stoppage and play with 5 minutes and 30 seconds gone in the second period.
Seems like the Sioux Thunderbirds give up a lot of size to the Timmins Rock. We mentioned that Timmins has 4 defenders that are over 6'2" on their back end, whereas the Sioux Thunderbirds have a couple guys listed at 5'10" or shorter, especially up front. And size, especially in today's game of hockey, isn't all the be-all and end-all, especially if you can control the puck and find more of that finesse and skill. But on those plays on the board, as that puck bounces in, that board play, that is where size really does matter. and you're seeing them give up a lot of it. And just as I said it seems like head coach Cole Jarrett went out and put out the biggest guys on the ice because he might have noticed that as well.
So what you're saying is, for the guys with shattered confidence everywhere, size sometimes does matter. I'm never going to miss an opportunity to make this an awkward broadcast. A big hit, and we're going to get a quick arm up by the referee, Adam Morrell, on that one. So we're going to wait for the Timmins Rock, who are going to be penalized.
And that's what I was alluding to earlier. It's how much are the officials maybe going to dictate the ebbs and the flow of this game. They were quick on the whistles in that first period. And not that I didn't agree with anything. I thought everything they called was an offense that probably should have been penalized. And even that one there, I mean, I don't know. Maybe in a game that, if that was the first call to make, maybe it doesn't get made, but they've already set the precedent, and that one is going to get called every time now.
They've been consistent in their calls is what it's been, and that's exactly where it is. So, we're going to get another power play opportunity here for the Rock. Or I should say, the Thunderbirds are going to get an opportunity here to try and reestablish the 2-goal lead. And we'll see if they're able to, because both teams have looked good on the power play so far, and sometimes they've looked atrocious on the power play so far, but we'll see which one we get here from the Thunderbirds as the puck comes out to Dundas at the point. He sends it over and plays pitch and catch with his D partner, and then nearly gets stripped of the puck by Ring. Dundas tries to skate it back in, but he loses the puck in the feet of the Rocks players, so he's just going to turn back around and hands it back to Chaffee. Chaffee gets the puck in deep. And the Rocker is going to get it and send it the length of the ice. 30 seconds gone on the power play already. And the Rock look up ice. Or the Rock pick it up in the neutral zone, I should say. That was Nyman, who was able to send it back in. And the Thunderbirds haven't been able to get started on anything. It's like the Rock are a totally different team here in this second period. Harlow, he carries it in. Marlowe leaves it, and a great shot and a great save, but it comes out front, and the Rock are able to stop it as the two Thunderbirds weren't able to get a second opportunity. Now Poole, with some great speed, comes out and chases and really pressures Miller, who then sent the puck into the netting, but it's not a delay, or it does look like it's a delay of game penalty coming.
Trying to remember if that is a penalty offense in the NOJHL. So between doing OHL games, NOJHL games, and men's and women's OUA games, that rule differs slightly. I believe in the men's side on the OUA, it's not a penalty, but it is a face-off in the other zone.
Interesting.
So it's like an icing.
It's like you got to be on your ball as a commentator. As the shot comes in from the blue line, and Miller stops that one. So we'll have almost a minute power play for the Rock when this 4-on-4 is over with.
And not only is it a face-off in the zone, the defensive zone, but that line cannot change.
Interesting.
So yeah, like I said, it's kind of like an icing call in the OUA and men's league, but in here in the NOJHL and in the OHL, it is a 2-minute penalty.
And now sticks just go flying everywhere from the Thunderbirds as Blackburn loses his. But now Pigeon owns up the ice and maybe was just his hair offside. But either way, play on. As Trottier picks up the puck, gets it back to Ring. Ring back to Trottier. Trottier goes cross ice. Cato Frederet back to Trottier. Another stick goes flying. This time as a Timmins Rock player. Sticks have been weird today, Matt. Right from the first game as the puck comes out, and Miller had to be sharp on that one. If you remember that stick that came out of frame, basically.
The Espanola Express almost gave up a goal because of an errant stick.
Exactly. It's just been weird all day long here at the NOJHL Showcase. And that's it. We're on to officially a power play for the Rock. Nyman chases after it as Brown leaves the puck for him.
This will be their 5th power play already of the game. 1 for 4 whereas the Sioux are 0 for 4 now. But the Sioux are out shooting Timmins 6-4 in this period.
Haroon
Oh,
just nearly gave up the puck, and the Rock get a good shot on net, and Miller had to be sharp on that one as well. The Rock just having issues handling the puck right now, as Frederick now picks it up, the goal scorer for the Rock. Gets it back to the blue line for Pettit. Pettit to Nyman, back up to Frederick, back to Nyman to Pettit. Pettit takes the shot, it's deflected wide. And Nyman just pushes the puck back as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey with just over 10 minutes left in the second period. Back to Nyman at the blue line. He dumps it back in. It's Piskarik who takes the shot. And we're on the far side half wall. And the puck comes back to the near side now.
Timmins has done a good job keeping the Sioux in their zone off this clearance now, but once they got the man advantage, they did not relinquish any ice or any room on the ice to the Sioux Thunderbirds. And maybe they got something cooking now.
Beard gets over the line, and that's a hard shot from Tenzin Nyman, who gets a shot on goal. Now bring us to our mid-period break, and that'll also bring us a word from our sponsor.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
9:26 left in the second period, Matt. Shots on goal favor the Thunderbirds 15-11, and the score, of course, 2-1.
So now that we're back to 5-on-5 play with just about half the second period left, you wonder who is now going to take control of this portion of the period. Does it become a little more even-keeled in terms of the penalties that are called? Do teams stay a little more disciplined? And does that allow for one of these teams to start taking advantage and wearing the other team down 5-on-5? Or do we see that steady procession towards the penalty boxes, allowing more room on the ice and allowing for these teams to try and capitalize on their special teams opportunities?
Yeah, when it looked like they came out of the dressing room, it looked like Timmins was poised to take over this period, and for a time they did. And they have done a lot better job managing this game in the second period than they did in the first. But still, it's anyone's game. Puck one back to Kearney. Kearney picks that up again. And they just get it to the blue line, but no further as Haroon comes in. Haroon tries to muscle his way to the front of the net, and I thought that one was kicked in the net almost. It looked like it was going there, and it just missed.
Yeah, I think it went off the post.
Cap loses the handle on it, and Haroon picks it back up. Haroon looking up ice. Kearney picks it up off the chip out. He goes cross ice now, and the Thunderbirds try to get it back up into the zone, which they do. But Haroon picks it up once again. Haroon, a very dangerous player. Scored a couple of goals against the Voodoos on Friday, like I mentioned.
Well, even on this play here, it looked like he was getting a little too cute with the puck. But he managed to get the pass across, past the Thunderbirds player, to his guy on the other side of the ice.
Caught up Frederick. Takes a shot. And yeah, he just thinks the game at a different level. It looks like he's seeing a few plays, a few steps early. Charest tries to get the puck over to Frederick. And Frederick can't quite get it, so it's off a Sioux Thunderbirds player and knocked to the net, so we'll get another stoppage and play with 8:14 left in the second.
Nicholas Frederick got that power play goal, his 8th of the season, 2:30 into the second. That was our last goal, while Kenyon Nyman was the player that got the assist on that, and Nyman was named the NOHJL Defenseman of the Month for September. 10 points through that month, 3 goals and 7 helpers. Those totals tie him for 10th among all skaters, not just defensemen. So he's got another assist tonight to make it 8 on the year.
He's been dangerous for the Rock. It's Piskarik gets the puck up. Charest sends it up and over the glass and into the netting. So we'll get a stoppage of play here. 7:45 left in the second period.
Yeah, the numbers have been really good so far for the Timmins Rock. 34 goals as a team, and a bunch of guys have scored at least 2 goals already this season, whereas the goaltenders Brown and Boivin have combined to allow just 18 goals. Well, one of those goals is an empty net, so they've combined to just allow 17 goals, so that's a really good goal differential.
Wells takes a quick shot and a stop by Miller. And the shots are officially tied at 15-15.
That's about a goal differential of 17.
Not bad.
Plus 17, I should say.
Still not bad. Yeah, but the shots at one point were 6-0 in favor of the Thunderbirds. So the Rock really putting it together. Poole tries to get the backhanded chance away. He can't quite get it there. Thunderbirds going up and down the ice. But they lose the handle on it once they get into the Timmins zone. Puck up on the back of the netting, so we get a stoppage and play from the referees blowing it dead. That gives us 7:12 left in the second.
Even after scoring that goal, Timmins has really continued to put the pressure onto the Sioux Thunderbirds, and they've had a couple of really good chances, including that one that went through the blue paint underneath Miller, and then it just squirted wide of that hitting the post. I think if it had hit the inside of the post, that probably would have gone in because no one knew where that puck was. And we got another penalty here against the Sioux Thunderbirds. Petrovsky is in the box, so big opportunity here for Timmins.
Nyman over to Pigeon. Pigeon with the shot, it goes wide. Back to Nyman keeping it in. Haroun can't quite get it off Chaffee. And Marlowe goes the other way. Pigeon picks the puck up, leaves it for Nyman. Nyman looking up ice at some options. Gets across ice to Pigeon, the captain of the Rock, who's tripped up at the blue line and can't get the puck in with possession, so the Rock have to regroup.
Fifth power play opportunity of the game for Timmins.
Fifth power play already. Wow, that's... Well, we saw 7 for the Hearst Lumberjacks in the last game, so... Nyman picking up some speed as he passes up to Frederick, over to Pigeon, back to Nyman. Nyman quickly over to Haroun, and Haroun loses the handle on it, and we might have a breakaway here shorthanded. The Thunderbirds coming in with a chance, 2 chances, 3 almost, and Brown stopped 2 of them. The third one missed the net entirely. Wells, he comes in. Wells with the great chance and a great move around Miller. Can't get it in, another chance. And Miller stands tall. 45 seconds left on the power play opportunity for the Rock. And that sequence got pretty hectic. Poole now with the shot. He misses the net. Trache. Back to Cadio Frederick. The Poole. Cadio Frederick takes the shot. It's stopped by Miller. Trache tries to line up a puck as it was bouncing. Couldn't quite bat that one in. 21 seconds left of the man advantage now for the Rock.
That's a great opportunity for Liam Wells. Just 2 goals on the season for him so far and 5 points. The Oshawa, Ontario native really never gave up on that play, getting rewarded with some power play time. And he'll probably get a ton more if he can keep up that kind of effort, going in on the breakaway, getting the opportunity, and then coming back out from behind the net and getting another opportunity in front.
Yeah, our colleague Bob Coles and I marveled at the fact Friday when at the Rock game that Wells and Poole only had a couple of goals on the season each. Their speed is lethal. The Thunderbirds now looking to regroup as we're back to 5-on-5. Puck back to the blue line. McConnell Barker misses that chance. Jib picking up the puck behind his net. Can't quite get it out of the zone as the puck bounces there in front of the open door to the bench, and they can't quite, it doesn't thankfully bounce out. Jib now down in the zone, got the puck into his mesh of his helmet, and Millers gets the puck squirted to him, and with 4:22 left in the second, just going to say, let's take a couple of breaks here. And you know what, he might be maligned now as a hockey broadcaster. One thing I used to watch a lot when I was younger was the Don Cherry Rock'em Sock'em videos. And he used to say, you see one opportunity at one end or a big save, usually it turns around and there's another big save or a goal at the other end, and we just saw that on that power play, Matt.
Well, it was Wyatt Marlowe that got the breakaway, and this is his first game with the Sioux Thunderbirds. He came over after playing a couple of games with the Portage Terriers in the NOHJL.
Speaking of chances, here's Raymond now. Raymond going down, and what a great defensive play by Cadio Frederet to stop that one. Sorry to cut you off there.
That was pretty much done.
Okay, fair enough. Novello trying to walk his way in there. But we're going to have to talk about that defensive play some more coming up because that was beautiful. The Thunderbirds now trying to get the puck in deep on Brown, and they can't quite get past the Rock defensemen who are standing their ground. Cadio Frederet picks it up to Nyman. Nyman turns around and gets it up ice to Beard. Beard loses the handle on it, and Raymond carries it in but can't get away with a shot attempt. And now the puck coming in as we get a delayed penalty here. And it looks like the Rock will be penalized again.
And that's going to be an unfortunate penalty for the Rock to take, as they were doing a great job in their defensive zone, and that all started with that defensive play by Cadio Frederet, who comes in and is able to block who was coming in on the breakaway there.
It was a Ludovic Raymond.
Yes, Raymond, excuse me. Yeah, Raymond, I mean, he had the lead on that player from the neutral zone, but Cadio Frederet came in and cut off the angle for him to get a shot, went down on one knee, perfect position to get that puck not only out of a shooting lane, but also to get it wide out into the near side of the zone, so that allowed the Timmins Rock time to come back into the zone. And that's why it's unfortunate that they end up taking that penalty, is because they did a great job after a miscue on the offensive side. They came right back down and played some great defense in the zone on the defensive end. But then, you got to credit the Sioux Thunderbirds for creating the offensive chance and then drawing the penalty as well in the Timmins zone. But now we'll see if that was short-lived, as Kyle Trottier took the hit, and he's going to be skating off, and he's getting some pats on the back, actually, from the Sioux Thunderbirds. So nice to see that sportsmanship there.
Yeah, that power play will be go down as an 8-second power play for the Thunderbirds, as it looked like Marlowe who took the penalty. And it looks like we're getting a conference here from the guys in the black and white stripes. See if they're going to kick him from the game, maybe.
Kyle Trottier, formerly with the Sioux Thunderbirds.
5 minutes on the clock now.
Tip of the cap to Thomas Mercier for that info.
He's okay, I guess. I'm never going to hear the end of that one.
This could be, this could be a big point of the game here, because, and it doesn't look like it's 5 in a game though. It looks like it is
just a 5-minute major.
Yeah.
Which, of course, for those keeping count at home, if you score a goal on a 5-minute power play that's a major, the power play doesn't go away. It stays out there. So you can rack up a lot of goals here. And with the way that the Rock have been playing this period.
Oh, never mind.
It looks like Marlowe's gone.
It is going to be a game, yeah. Marlowe's gone. I don't know why they have... Okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
Looks like McCauley's in there to serve it.
But it's 4-on-4 for almost 2 minutes, because that came 8 seconds into the Sioux's penalty. So
yeah, it'll be a 3-minute and 8-second power play. Ring. Gets it back to the blue line for Tenzin Nyman. And the Thunderbirds come out and break out with it. Chaffee. Back to McConnell Barker. Chaffee looking for some options. Tries to get the puck in backhand, can't quite. Ring looking up ice for Pigeon. Pigeon almost had a step on that one, but couldn't get away with it.
I thought he had to step over the blue line, to be honest with you there.
He might have, yes. Chaffee up the Cap. Cap coming in and great opportunity, but a great save by Jacob Brown. And now we're going to get some more tempers after the whistle.
Yeah, there was a couple of really late stick checks in on Brown, and the officials, waited quite some time to blow that one down. But that's going to result in a penalty now to Cap. So it's going to be a 4-on-3, I believe, here for a minute. And then it'll be 5-on-3 for another minute, and then 5-on-4 for about 3 minutes.
Well, you know what? If I'm Cap, I'm in the box right there, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm still out of here before you are.
I don't think the coaching staff will look quite so fondly about it that way.
No, probably not.
And I was going to say, I thought the 4-on-4 was a good opportunity for the Thunderbirds to build on their lead. They put some big guys out there, but now they've got to play some defense.
They're going to be on their heels here for the rest of the period, likely. As a chance comes in, and that would have been a golden opportunity for the Timmins Rock on that one. Pekarik to Frederick. Pigeon looking into Frederick. Frederick changing spots. Back to the blue line for Nyman. Nyman back up to Frederick. Frederick on the near side half wall. Tries to go cross ice for Pigeon. He tries to bat at it. 24 seconds left on the penalty to the Rock. And now we're getting some chances in. Tight on Miller. And he's just going to hold his ground with 1:41 left in the second and get the stoppage of play on that one.
Now, what happens if Timmins scores?
I don't think...
Do both guys stay in the box? Or does the second guy come out?
I would imagine if they score right now, well, it's well...
The second guy would come out first. All right.
Well, we'll see. Wells.
So it doesn't continue to be just three guys out there for the Sioux Thunderbirds.
No, I don't think so. Cadio Frederick gets it over to Pettit. Back to Cadio Frederick, who fans on that attempt. And the Thunderbirds are just going to dump it down. And now we got a 5-on-3.
Yep, 5-on-3 for another
next
45 seconds. Yep.
And Nyman comes up and passes it into the zone back to Nyman. And we'll get to see the Timmins Rock power play go to work for a little while now. Next minute. We're getting into that last minute of the second. Pigeon picks it up. Looks back to the blue line for Nyman. Nyman, everything seems to move through him on this. Close to Cadio Frederick, but he doesn't go in. Back to Nyman. Back to Cadio Frederick. They play pitch and catch. And they get it over to Pigeon, and the puck hops over his stick. 40 seconds left. 13 seconds left on the 5-on-3.
Got to be looser with those sticks. Timmins is holding them too tightly right now. Yeah, they're trying too hard now and trying to get too cute with that puck.
That's Fellinger coming in, trying to kill all the time he can, as it's now back to 5-on-4. And there goes Pekarik. Pekarik can't get the shot down as the puck goes down the length of the ice to the Timmins zone for Nyman to pick it back up. 11 seconds left. Haroon now with the puck. He's going to skate it in. He takes a shot. What a save by Miller off the pads. And it's into Frederick. Into Pekarik, who's knocked down while he takes the shot. No call coming on that one. And that'll do it here for the second period. We'll have 1:41 left of that major to start the third period. Shots on goal now favor the Rock, 22-18. And the score is 2-1 in favor of the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, I'd say the Rock outplayed the Thunderbirds there, but if they don't come back and at least tie this game, you're going to look to these last 5 minutes as a big reason why. The Timmins Rock had a lot of opportunities, but they weren't able to capitalize on them. They moved the puck well through the offensive zone. They cycled it down low, but they just could not find a way to beat Landon Miller, the netminder. Really, they couldn't find a way to beat the Sioux Thunderbirds defense that really buckled down and made big plays when they needed to. So for Timmins, they came out at the start of the second period, did what they needed to do to get one back. Now they're going to have 1:41 on the power play. They got to come out and hustle like it's the last 1:41 of this game, because otherwise the Thunderbirds are going to have all the confidence in the world and think that they're not scoring on us anymore in this game.
No, and with the way that the Rock came out to start that period, to come out of it still up a goal, it's going to be very confident building for sure. We're
getting the wrap. Okay.
Thunderbirds. And I'll do that here for the second period. We'll be back with more on the front line after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Welcome back. I'm Matthew Sukram alongside Courtney Kenny as we get set up for period number 3 here at the Countryside Arena. It's our final game on day 1 of the NOHJL Showcase. And the Timmins Rock trail 2-1 to the Sioux Thunderbirds, and those players to watch as we pick them out today. Nicholas Frederick on the Timmins Rock side. He's got himself on the scoreboard. The lone goal of the game so far for the Timmins Rock. That came on the power play, 2:30 into the second period. Michael Chafee on the other side was our player to watch for the Sioux Thunderbirds. Hasn't really had his name called a whole lot. He's been up and down with the offense, but hasn't really been the go-to guy just yet in this game, but that could all change in the third period, and those are our players to watch tonight, Courtney.
Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
Yeah, and you mentioned with Frederick, he's been great in the games that he's played against the Voodoos, and now this one that I've seen him play so far this year. And Chafee, he just hasn't been there really when they've needed him to this point. And it's funny because they have the 2-1 lead, but after that second period, Timmins looks like they're coming on strong. And the Sewers going to need Chafee here moving forward for the final 20 minutes, Matt, as we're back underway here for this one. And the puck's quickly knocked back as we still have 1:30 left on that major penalty. And Pigeon back to Nyman. Nyman gets it up. Haroon knocks it in. And it's on the near side wall in the corner. Frederick tries to get it to Haroon. Almost didn't have the legs to, and it comes out quickly to Pekarik, and it just misses the net with that one. Nyman takes the shot, and it nearly was knocked away and into the net by Frederick. Charik comes out with it, looks out front, and he takes a knee on knee, and now we'll see another penalty called here as he collided with Colby Fellinger, and Fellinger just immediately heading towards the box because he knew it. So we're going to have 5-on-3 for 55 seconds, Matt. Sorry.
The Sioux Thunderbirds cannot find a way to stay out of the penalty box in the last couple of minutes of this game. They took a penalty for head contact at 16:41, then slashing at 17:33 of obviously the second periods, and now here 50-something seconds into the third period, they take another one. So this is a second 5-on-3 for the Timmins Rock here in this contest on this same 5-minute power play.
Carrick took a shot. It was deflected down, and Nyman's going to chase after it. 38 seconds left on the 5-on-3.
That's bizarre. They got a 5-minute major, and within that span also took 2 minors.
Yeah, not ideal. I'm not like a smart guy, but I know that's not ideal.
But the Timmins Rock have got to take advantage of it here. They
do.
Really need one now.
Nyman walks the line, sends it in with a chance, and Frederick just tips it wide. Puck comes out front to Pigeon. Pigeon with the backhand is blocked in front. It's to Haroon now, and Haroon gets them back. It's tied at 2 as Brady Haroon was able to beat Miller over the glove, and nothing changes in the penalty box. I don't think, although the Thunderbirds look like they're hoping it changes, but the major
we'll
would
get
be
an
the
official
first,
ruling in a minute here.
The major would be the first one to come off the board, and the major shouldn't. So it looks like we still have a 5-on-3, Matt.
Okay, so there's the ruling. You got it. So the goal, so they could score again in 6 seconds or less than 6 seconds and still have a 5-on-3 technically. But what a big goal by Brady Haroon to tie this game. I thought that Nicolas Pigeon was taking a little bit too much time in the slot, but he knew he had the time to use in that slot, right? 5-on-3, you've got more space to use, so he's controlling the puck, made sure he could handle it on his backhand, and then flipped it over to Brady Haroon as the defense tried to collapse in that slot area. That allowed Brady Haroon to be open in the hash marks and fire that one in past Miller, glove side, and so that will tie the game for the Timmins Rock. But now, coming out of the box is
Fellinger, who took the second penalty.
Okay, so there you go. The officials chatting, and they come up with it. So, still 6 seconds left in the major. That's a weird rule. A really weird rule.
And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey for the first time in what feels like forever.
Even though they haven't taken it off the shot clock.
So by the scoreboard, it's still a power play. But by the players I see on the ice, it's a 5-on-5. Blackburn loses the handle on it. Wells picks it up. He skates it through and into the offensive zone. Blackburn now regroups with it. He tries to get some speed past Trottier. Good to see Trottier back in this one, as he took a dangerous looking hit to the head earlier. Ring gets the puck over to Poole. And Poole loses the handle on that one, and Pettit now takes a hit along his bench. Puck back into the Thunderbird zone as Fellinger passes the puck along to Dundas. Dundas leaves it for Chafee. And the puck goes in deep for Radui. And now we're going to get what looks like another penalty.
Oh, man. Oh, those whistles have been active since the first period. I mean, you've got the Timmins Rock, who have had 7 power plays. You've got the Sioux, who are about to have their 6. The Sioux are 0 for 5 so far in this game, and the Timmins Rock are 1 for 7.
That's Cadio Frederick going off. And he had a few words for the official there. He didn't like to be called for that, especially now that his team's just crawled back from a 2-0 deficit to score 2 unanswered and just tied it up recently. So now your team, the Timmins Rock, have a 2-minute penalty to kill off. And it looks like they're getting a third guy in there, or second guy in there, but so it looks like we're getting 2 and a 10 is what my guess would be.
Unsportsmanlike, maybe?
That would be it, likely.
Oh, boy. And that's a big guy to have off the ice in Cadio Fredette.
Yeah, he's been...
For an extended period of time.
He's been good for them. So that's 2 minutes for the initial penalty and then 10 for unsportsmanlike conduct. You just can't do that.
So Brady Haroon is going to add to his team leading total of 15 points. So with that goal, it's his 16th point of the season to go along with 8 goals and 8 assists on the year.
Wow.
The St. Albert, Alberta 20-year-old coming in and really having quite a nice season here with the Timmins Rock.
St. Albert, Alberta.
They're creative out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, why didn't you just call it St. Alberta? But anyways. Puck goes down the length of the ice. Miller plays it and leaves it for his defenseman. And Dundas with some speed through the neutral zone now. And that's McConnell Barker. He loses the puck, and the puck goes up and out of play. Minute 13 left on this power play to the Sioux Thunderbirds. And the Thunderbirds haven't really gotten anything going since the start of the second period, Matt.
Well, they were penalized 5 times in that second period and then once more again at the beginning of this third period. But all of that ill will can be erased if they can get the lead back on this power play. But they're going to have to change up some of the decision-making in how they move the puck around the offensive zone.
Yeah, if they can even get into the offensive zone, as they're having issues getting out of their defensive zone right now, as Frederick, well, the first goal scorer for the Rock, is causing them all kinds of fits in the Thunderbird zone. Truchon. He gets in deep with the puck. And the Thunderbirds have possession now. to set up how they like. Up to Fellinger. Fellinger goes cross ice with ring stick. They're able to tip that one away. Back to Fellinger. Fellinger looks up ice. And that's going to be Truchon. Back to Fellinger. He's going to go cross ice to Truchon. He takes the shot. Nice save by Brown. Frederick now able to knock the puck down the ice with a falling attempt with 10 seconds left on the clock. They're just going to dump the puck back in and just kill what's left of this penalty.
Good penalty kill by the Timmins Rock in a moment where they needed to be strong defensively in this game.
Charest dumps the puck down the ice. Dundas picks it up first. Dundas looking cross ice, and it hits the skate of his player who's going off. You could argue too many men, as he was going off for a change and to stop the puck there, and so the Thunderbirds were able to pick that one up.
And that's one of the funny rules I've seen at the OHL level where that gets called for too many men. I've seen at the OUA level where the same thing happens, and then on the flip side, I've seen it where they just let it go, and I guess it really is up to the official's discretion to kind of decide, did that actually play a factor into what developed after the play? And I'd argue that definitely played a factor.
Yeah, stop the puck for the Thunderbirds to be able to pick it up. Wells goes cross ice on his dump in. He can't quite get to the puck, neither can Poole. And the Thunderbirds pick it back up. And now it's Wells in the slot, takes the shot.
Whoa.
Miller with the glove says not today, and a little bit off topic, but I think we should talk about it because it just happened and is, I guess, history. And you're a baseball fan, but Aaron Judge has hit number 62 against the Texas Rangers.
Not a big deal.
No, I kind of agree, but for some people,
I don't get it. It's not the record. Sorry, Barry Bonds' 73 is the record.
Yeah, it's the American League record.
He was allowed to play.
It's the American League record.
Wow. That would be like, LeBron James scoring the most points in the Western Conference basketball history. Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares. It's only because he's a Yankee that there's this much attention on it.
I think it's remarkable.
It's a great season.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But it's not the record.
Comes in with a great chance, and Brown was able to stop that one. Maybe we should complain more about baseball because it seems to put light of fire under the Thunderbirds a little bit.
Well, I mean, Miller made a great glove save just moments ago, and then Jacob Brown saying, whatever you do, I can do better. And there's a play where Wells gets taken down, and it looks like Suachi is going to get penalized for that one. Interference is going to be the call coming out of the zone. Yep.
Yeah, you just can't.
So it's going to be Kearney that goes into the box.
It's pretty egregious when you do it that way. And just one last thing on the Aaron Judge thing. I mentioned this on the most recent episode of the Frontline podcast. So you can catch such streaming services everywhere. I mentioned this with Bob Coles because he hit number 61 against the Jays at the time. I was more interested in watching Alberts chase for 700 this year.
Yeah, me too. Even though that also it's not a record.
But only three other guys have hit 700 home runs in 150 plus years in Major League Baseball.
And look at the names. Bonds, who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Aaron is in the Hall of Fame. And then Babe Ruth.
Exactly.
The man who invented baseball.
Pigeon gets the shot from the point, and Miller stops it. I mean, they called Yankee Stadium for years the house that Ruth built.
That's it.
So, I mean, come on. It doesn't get much more posh than that.
And I think for Albert Pujols, probably the greatest hitting first baseman of all time.
Yeah. Pigeon gets across ice, and Haroun, who scored the game-tying goal. And Miller gets a glove on that one again.
Brady Haroun has had a knack for scoring big goals in big moments. 3 game-winning goals to this point of the season, which is the top mark in the league.
Yep. He's looked dangerous all game long, including scoring that game-tying goal. Last thing I will say about baseball before we focus solely on hockey, I think if Pujols doesn't have any of those down seasons towards the end of his time with the Angels, he could be threatening for the actual record.
Yeah.
Nyman picks it up. He looks behind his net. Sorry, I got baseball fever in my head right now because of the playoffs starting up soon. Pigeon gets it in. Haroun, and they're going to call that offside.
Oh, man. That was Oh, I don't know.
If that's not offside, I don't know what is.
Yeah, but again, look at the players they sent out there on the penalty kill. You got a couple of small forwards up at the blue line, backed by two giants behind you, and that's a good look, I think, for the Sioux Thunderbirds to have on this penalty kill.
Well, and now the Rock also have a few of the smaller forwards out front as well.
But then there's Christopher Pettit, 6'3", tracking that puck down for the Rock.
Speaking of Pettit, totally related to Andy Pettit. No, I'm just kidding. We'll bring it back to baseball. That looked close to offside, but the refs say play on. Back to Poole. Offside to
That was Pettit
Pettit
there.
again. And what a great shot, but just missed the net.
Yeah, that one looked like it was unleashed from a guy that's 6'3". That was a rocket behind that one.
Yeah, he's got a big wingspan to swing that stick with.
And a lot of time to get there, too. The Sioux Thunderbirds are giving up a lot of zone up high.
They are. They're not really. They're collapsing in their box pretty easily.
Here they go again.
Yeah, Pettit gets the puck around to Beard. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. And the Rock weren't able to do anything with that man advantage. Beard now chases after it. Truchon picks it up. He comes out of the Thunderbird zone. And it's left for Trache. Again, we mentioned it earlier. Good to see him back out after that hit to the head that he took earlier. And Charade, just kind of like the little engine that could, wasn't going to be stopped until he finally got stopped at the blue line. Shot comes in. Brownstown's up tall on that one. Ooh, and it's left for Trache. Pettit now picking it up. Gets it up ice to Reinhard. I haven't seen much of Reinhard in this third period. And it's left for Charade. Board battle now, and Ring comes away with it. He looks back to Nyman. Nyman takes the shot. It was redirected a couple of times, but Miller stood tall on that one and stopped that.
What a neat play there by Nyman and Charade. Charade going to the net. Oh, go ahead, Court.
Haroon coming in. He looks to get off to Ring, but Ring can't get it open, so Haroon takes the shot, and it just goes wide of the net. Sorry, Matt, continue your thought.
Well, Nyman fired it in, looked like he was trying to get it to Charade to get the tip, but then Charade let it go through his own legs and just tried to use his body as a screen against Miller.
It almost worked. Pigeon tries to come in on one-man mission here, but he can't get it to the net. Trache, cross ice to Nyman. And that was up and over the netting for a stoppage and play. 10:09 left in a very entertaining third period thus far. The Rock now out shooting the Thunderbirds 30-21.
Yeah, those bottom two lines, Liam Wells, Ethan Poole, and Hayden Reinhard on the third line, and Evan Grigor, Henry Jibb, and Thomas Beard haven't had a lot of ice time in this third period.
No. Petrovsky almost got away with a good opportunity there. Fellinger picks it up in the neutral zone again. And Novello sends it in deep. Nyman picks it up. And it's left for Trache, who sends it back to Nyman. One of the Nyman brothers, Tenzin Nyman. And then, of course, we have Kenyon Nyman. Frederick chasing after it. He gets hit into the boards by Carney. And the puck is back to the blue line for Kenyon Nyman. And then Pettit. Pettit sends it in for Pekarik. And Pekarik loses the handle on it. And the Sioux Thunderbirds pick it back up. Puck sent back in deep. Miller comes out to play the puck. It's left for Fellinger, but he can't get a hold on it as Stray comes back out. Opportunity now for Lake. Haven't seen much of him this game either. He takes a shot, just goes wide of the net. And then comes in for Truchon with an opportunity, and he sends it wide.
Oh, man.
Carney with a chance. Truchon tried to get a stick on that one. Couldn't get a hold on that one either. And now it's back out to Pettit. Pettit tries to skate around a couple of guys, but now Nyman picks up the loose puck. Nyman over to Poole. Poole takes a shot and it's in. Wells and Poole now colliding with the Thunderbirds player. And Truchon now goes up the ice with some speed. Truchon crisscrossing, tries to get it up to his teammate. That's Raymond. And then a big hit in the far side corner.
Carney, they're saving the best for last. I mean, I know the schedule makers have no idea how the games are going to turn out, but my goodness. They talk about a showcase. These two teams are showing off everything. What a game.
They really are. Literally showing us why it's called the NOHJL Showcase here tonight. Great chance there by the Thunderbirds. We'll finally get our mid-period break as Brown keeps that one out to keep the game tied at 2.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
I do back to just one thing, how can you not be romantic about baseball? 61 years after Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record, Aaron Judge passes him at 62. So I mean,
it'll be 62 years before that one is quote-unquote broken, right?
Yes. But I mean, that's the thing about being baseball. How can you not be romantic about it? I mean, for other reasons, but
yeah, that's
still
exactly it. Coming up after the game, we will have our Players of the Game ceremony.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
So normally it is the 3 stars of the game, but here at the showcase, they're doing a player of the game for each side. So we thank Dave's for sponsoring that for us for today, tomorrow, and all season long. But I can't believe there's still 8 minutes left to go in this game. I mean, this has been unbelievable hockey here in the third period. I don't know what the heart rates are like on the benches for the coaches, but my goodness, this has been fantastic hockey. And you know, if they're gonna show off why people should come and see the showcase, this is the game to show them.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak. They can't wait to get home and get some mom's spaghetti. As Ring takes the puck through the neutral zone. Can't quite hold on to it as Miller gets a chance he sends it around back net, and then Timmins quickly with Pigeon tries to get the shot off from a bad angle and hits the side of the net. Bit of a pile up now behind the net. And Thunderbirds finally come away with it. That's Cap. Looking up ice is Chaffee. And Chaffee now comes in with it. Leaves the puck. His pass misses his target. And Frederick comes out to play it. Cadio Frederick still sitting in the penalty box after that 2 and a 10.
Should be coming out pretty soon. That was about the 17-minute mark of the period when he went in the box. Yeah, 2:46 in.
Yeah, he'll be a welcome addition to the Rock blue line. And now some speed through the neutral zone with Prokofsky, but he goes offside. So we're going to get another stoppage here with 6:31 left in the third period.
So where do you start in trying to recap the last 10 minutes or so of this period? I mean, there's been chances on both sides of the ice. Both goaltenders have made good stops. I've just liked the flow of this game. Nothing has really felt like it's dragged, and every time it feels like one team is about to take it, a big play happens, and all of a sudden they're back on their heels trying to play defense. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's looked really good so far between both teams. And it's a very evenly matched game now, ever since the Thunderbirds kind of took it to the Rock in the first.
Yeah.
And ever since then, the Rock basically owned it for the second. And now it's been evenly matched ever since. That looked like a hand pass there, but apparently not. According to the referees, they say play on. Fellinger looks up ice. His pass misses its intended target, but it won't have the legs to go for icing as Pettit picks it up. And he sends it up ice to Gregor. Gregor nearly wrestled to the ice, but the puck's left for Trache. There's cross ice for Poole. Poole with the shot as it hits someone's shin pads in front of the net and went wide. Truchon now back out on the ice. He looks up ice, of course. And gives it up to Radway.
Looks like head coach Brandon Perry juggling the lines a little bit with Gregor out there with Poole and Reinhard.
Yeah.
Wells was originally on that line.
Poole with the speed tries to get around the back of the net before he takes a big hit. Goes down to the ice. Gregor got his signals crossed, tried to get it back behind him, but left it for Reinhard. And Nyman just keeps it in before it comes out to the neutral zone, and Gregor now basically standing on top of a Thunderbirds player before they finally get the puck back out to some open ice. And now Pigeon is going to take a tripping penalty here on this one as he brought down Truchon, and you had to think that they were going to call that one for sure.
Yeah, just left his stick in those skates for way too long. Pigeon, he's just trying to make a good hard play, trying to move back up the ice with his teammates, and just had himself draped around Truchon. And so with 4:43 left in this third period, it is a 2-2 game with 2 minutes on the clock against the Timmins Rock, but they did get Cadio Fredette back out onto the ice.
That'll be a welcome addition for sure, and this will be a big penalty to kill off with 4:35 left in the period.
And that means they don't have to double shift one of their defenders anymore, which they had to do when Cadio Fredette was in the box.
No, they'll be able to get some more length out of that defensive core for sure.
He's on the top pairing as well, so a much welcome addition back to the lineup.
Dundas leaves it for Chaffee. And Nyman just gets a hold of it and sends it the length of the ice. Miller comes out to play it. 1:20 left on this penalty. And the Thunderbirds, Dundas carries it up, nearly loses the handle on it. And Chaffee sends it in around the perimeter. That's right back out to Cap at the blue line, who carries it into the far side half wall. Cap setting up shop. Looks back to the blue line. McConnell Barker gives it to Dundas. Dundas fakes the shot to Chaffee. He was looking for McConnell Barker, who would have been going back door, but he couldn't get the pass through. Dundas loses the handle on it, and they give it to Charest. Charest now just killing some time. Gets the puck to the red line and sends it in with 35 seconds left on this penalty now. Cap looking up ice. Sends it over to Fellinger. Fellinger stops up. And he somehow gets the puck back as a bouncing puck. The Timmins Rock couldn't touch it and get it out of the zone. Truchon loses the handle on it. Fellinger picks it up. 7 seconds left before we're back to 5-on-5, and Fellinger takes the shot and misses the net. And both Fellingers are out there right now, Colby and Austin. So kind of funny seeing those guys both out there at the same time, but they miss the net. Puck comes back, hits the back of the net, and they called it.
And again, I don't mean to harp on Cadio Fredette being in the box for 10 minutes, but that's a great job coaching by Brandon Perry to have to short his bench to 5 defensemen.
Yep.
and be able to keep the score where it is, because usually in the third period, you drop down to only using 4 guys. Well, when one of the guys you normally use in that foursome is in the box, you got to kind of rely on the guys that are on the third pairing, and Longhurst and Nyman. I think they did a fantastic job picking up the slack with Cadio Fredette in the box. And now that Cadio Fredette is out, he's been out there for about 45 seconds on this last shift.
Yeah, he's well rested. And we're back to 5-on-5. Haroon walking out with it. Takes a toe drag, and Ring takes a shot from a sharp angle. And it's stopped by Miller. Pigeon tried to get some shots on net as well. It wouldn't go for him. Cadio Fredette goes cross ice to Trottier. Trottier sends it in. It's off the helmet of Dundas. And he just kind of headbutted it away. Raymond trying to get past Cadio Fredette, who knocks it back to Lake. And we're looking like it's going to go offside. But Haroon picks it up and gets it out, so no need to tag up. Blackburn thrown to the ice by Cadio Fredette now. 1:50 left in this eventful third period. And Haroon picks up the puck and leaves it to Cadio Fredette. Frederick now comes in. He takes the shot, and it's a sharp angle shot, and Miller was able to stand tall on that one. Cap coming in. He leaves it on the near side half wall before it's taken away by the Rock, and the Rock just dump it down the ice, but it won't have the legs for icing. Minute 22 now left in the third period.
Yeah, it's who's gonna be the first one to make a mistake here, because that's really what's been the story of the game. Either someone's gone in the box for just a miscue, or both Timmins goals have come on the power play so far tonight.
McConnell Barker tries to get it in, or rather, the Thunderbirds now just kind of trying to play keep away as they try to get some shots on net. Brown knocks that away, 47 seconds left. And Pigeon picks it up, looking up ice.
Oh, man.
What a hit on Pigeon. This has been a game to remember for sure, Matt. Cut it. Gives it to Nyman, who loses it to Chaffee. Chaffee looking for some reinforcements as the puck's just pinned against the board. Dundas goes cross ice.
Whoa.
Fellinger can't get it in, so he decides to kick it in.
There it is.
And Ring gets it up the ice to Haroon. Haroon coming in with the shot and the game on his stick, but what a save by Miller. With 11 seconds left in the third, Ring goes cross crease. He can't get it as a great dive by Dundas stops it. And now we look up to Truchon. And Truchon coming in, he takes the shot. And to end this game with a couple of seconds left on the clock, Truchon, both teams had the game on their sticks in the final few seconds, Matt, and they weren't able to finish it, so we're going to go to 3-on-3 overtime here.
What a job by Landon Miller in the dying moments there, staring down Brady Haroon. Landon Miller in his first NOHJL game this season, staring down the league leader in game-winning goals, coming in on the breakaway. And I thought for a second Haroon was going to take off the entire way because he had a chance to steal at the blue line. That play the puck got knocked around a little bit, but then his teammate Pigeon found him just a little bit further down the ice, and at that point I thought, well, this game's over. But what a job by Miller to stand his ground at 6'3" to stop Brady Haroon coming in again with the game on his stick. Couldn't complete it, couldn't give Timmins the win there in regulation, and then it goes down the other way. And Truchon had a chance on net. Brown made the initial save, and then the way the puck bounced off him, I mean, it could have gone off a Timmins player right next to him and bounced in the net. So a ton of close calls in this one. And this game has been so good, we're not ready to go home yet.
Well, home's also an hour and a half to the east.
We're not ready to go back to the hotel yet.
What a game for sure. As we get ready for 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. And I still think they need more. I think they need to make it a 10-minute period, because that way you can probably really eliminate shootouts if you go for 10 minutes for sure.
I've always said it should be something like 7 minutes first of 4-on-4 and then 5 minutes of 3-on-3. And if you can't score by that point, just send both teams home with 1 point.
Yeah. McConnell Barker looking up ice. He carries it in. Stops up. He gets right in on Brown, and he ends it. Wow! McConnell Barker ends the game for the Sioux Thunderbirds. And wow, what a goal to end it. They basically just let him walk in uncontested on goaltender Jacob Brown. And sorry, the Timmins Rock are just leaving for the dressing room. They don't even want to come out for the post-game ceremony.
Load up the highlight reel and put that one at the top. McConnell Barker with an absolute thunderous dagger for the Thunderbirds here in overtime. What a game. Hugs all around for Mr. Miller. Again, a game-saving stop, staring down Brady Haroon on that breakaway in the dying moments of the third, and that allows the Thunderbirds to come all the way back. And what a goal for McConnell Barker, going coast to coast, dancing around a couple of guys and beating the netminder Jacob Brown, who had himself a fantastic game, making 23 saves. My goodness, what a contest here to end day one. McConnell Barker, I guess rightfully so, should be the player of the game for the Sioux Thunderbirds. I mean, that was an excellent way to see this one end, and that is a play you should see on the highlight reel for the rest of this season. And good for Jacob Brown being named the player of the game on the Timmins side, who, you know, they'll get away with a point. And, yeah, some hugs going around for Kyle Trache, a former member of the Sioux Thunderbirds. And it's been great to see some of the sportsmanship in day one here. I mean, there's been a couple of plays that have been a little unsportsmanlike throughout the day, but, you know, that's going to happen in a rough and tough game like hockey. But this is so nice to see. What an amazing day we've had here at the NOHJL Showcase on day one. And let's get your player of the game sponsor.
Tonight's 3 Stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
And once again, those players of the game for the Timmins Rock, Jacob Brown, and for the Sioux Thunderbirds, McConnell Barker.
So wait, you get to tell me we get to do this again tomorrow?
Hopefully they're all exciting like that.
Oh, that was a great game to cap that one up, but that'll basically do it from us here in Sudbury tonight. We'll be back in action again tomorrow for more of this action at the NOHJL Showcase. He's Matt Sukram. I'm Courtney Kenny. Thank you so much for listening to us on the Front Line and Hockey TV, and we'll be back with more tomorrow. Sweet dreams.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.